Hey there, if you're a dog owner here in Carmichael, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to spend the next few minutes walking through a really simple, practical guide for finding the absolute best trainer for you and your dog. So let's get started. You know that picture you have in your head? Taking a nice, calm walk down one of our tree-lined streets? Or just relaxing at a park without any drama? Having a dog that's a genuine pleasure to be around? That's the real goal, right? And good training is what gets us there. So where do we even begin? Well, before you start Googling trainers, the very first step is to just pause and think about your own situation. You have to know what you're aiming for before you can find the right person to help you achieve it. And what are those goals usually? Well, they tend to fall into a few common buckets. Maybe you have a brand new puppy and you're starting from square one. Or maybe you just need to brush up on the basics. Sit, stay, coming when called. Or you might be dealing with something a little more specific, like your dog getting really reactive on walks, or maybe they're just kind of fearful. Pinpointing your main goal is going to make your search so much easier. Okay, so you know what you need to work on. The next question is how. You've got a couple of main options here. In-home training is perfect for those issues that happen, well, in your home. Think barking like crazy at the doorbell or jumping all over your guests. On the flip side, group classes are fantastic for teaching your dog to stay focused on you, even with other dogs and people around. Neither one is better, they just solve different problems. All right, you've figured out your needs. Now for step 2, actually finding a pro. With your goals and preferred format in mind, it's time to start looking for a qualified trainer. So what exactly makes a trainer great? This is a big one, their training philosophy. Modern, humane, and effective training is all about positive reinforcement. It's really simple, actually. It just means you reward the behaviors you want to see with treats, praise, a toy, whatever your dog loves, instead of punishing the stuff you don't like. This approach builds trust, and honestly, it just makes learning fun for your dog. You're going to see a bunch of letters after trainers' names, and it can feel a little confusing. Just think of these certifications as a sign that the trainer is serious about their education. It means they've passed exams and they're committed to keeping up with the latest science on how dogs learn and behave. Especially for tougher issues like fear or aggression, a certification like the CBC-CKA is a really good sign. So you've found a few trainers who look good on paper. They use positive methods, they've got some credentials. Now it's time to actually talk to them. Knowing the right questions to ask will help you make that final decision with a lot more confidence. And of course, we've got to talk about cost. Budget is a real thing for everyone. This gives you a pretty good idea of the typical price ranges here in the Carmichael and Greater Sacramento area. You can see how things vary, from a set of group classes to a more intensive package of private lessons at your home. Having these numbers in mind just helps you plan. When you get a trainer on the phone, have these 4 questions ready. Their answers will tell you pretty much everything you need to know. You want to hear them talk about positive reward-based methods. You want to hear that they take their education seriously. And you definitely want to know how they'll create a plan that fits your specific dog and your life, and how you'll both know you're making progress. Okay, you've hired your trainer, and you and your dog are learning all sorts of new things. The final step, and this is probably the most important one, is taking all those skills and using them out in the real world. And luckily, Carmichael is a great place to do just that. First, just a quick heads up on the local rules. Carmichael is part of Sacramento County, so we follow the county ordinances. The main thing to know is simply that your dog needs to be under your control whenever you're in a public space. It's really all about making sure everyone can enjoy our parks and neighborhoods safely. And here's a super specific detail that's good to know. Your leash can't be longer than 6 feet. That means those long, retractable leashes, probably best to leave them at home for your neighborhood walks. A simple 6-foot leash gives you the right amount of control to keep everyone safe on the sidewalk. So, where can you go to practice? Phoenix Dog Park is a fantastic spot. Since it's all fenced in, it's the perfect, safe place to work on that super important come when called cue. It's also great for letting your dog practice their polite social skills with other pups. Now for on-leash practice, Carmichael Park is your go-to. It's got the perfect amount of normal, everyday distractions. You can work on polite leash walking and practice commands like sit and stay while people walk by. It's a great real-world classroom. And when you're ready to really test those skills, head over to Ansel Hoffman Park. The trails there along the American River Parkway will throw some bigger challenges your way. You've got cyclists, maybe some deer, other families out for a stroll. This is where your dog really learns to tune into you, no matter what else is going on. In the end, all the effort you're putting into training pays off in so many small ways, every single day. A well-trained dog just makes everything better. Those walks by the river, saying hi to your neighbors, even just chilling out at home. We wish you the very best of luck on your training journey.